When was your last meeting with the company, Colum?
I spoke to them on the day before they announced these numbers. It didn't give me the specifics, but told us that there's going to be an announcement. It's very worrying and upsetting, of course, for all the families concerned. Seagate's a very important employer for Derry. Been here 30 years. John Hume was able to bring them to the city, and it's made a huge economic impact on all of those families and on the greater area. So we have to be very determined to keep Seagate, and not just keep them, to actually try and grow that site and make sure that we have more people working at the plant.
We put a number of questions to Seagate. There hasn't been a huge deal of clarity supplied in response to that, but I wonder, do you know, is the plan to have a voluntary redundancy trawl first, Colum, or will these redundancies be compulsory? Do you know?
Well, I think they're going to go with voluntary redundancies first. And we've at least called on them to do that. I've not done much more detail within the public domain, but I think it's very important that Seagate show loyalty to those people who've been with them for so long, and try to ensure that any redundancies are voluntary. But I think it'll be difficult to do that with this number of redundancies.
How do you think Seagate as a company has handled this situation? There had been quite a few weeks of pretty fevered speculation.
Well, I think they have contractual obligations to go through, obviously. I think there are things that could have absolutely been done better. It seems to me that they have tried to protect the site in Derry, and there are global factors. You can see all these technology companies are cutting jobs, all over the place. But it's really difficult for those people concerned, and it's really important now that we try everything we can to protect all of the rest of the jobs. There's 1,600 jobs on that site. There'll be about 1,500 after this. It's a really incredibly important employer for the city. Given all of the economic difficulties that we're going through, the difficulty that we have in attracting jobs, it's important that we keep Seagate. And there are opportunities actually to grow Seagate on that site. And I've been working with them in the British government and Joe Kennedy from the American government to try to ensure that we can make the most of those opportunities. But right now, this is very difficult for people.
What would you say to listeners who see this overall situation as a political failure and an over-reliance for too long on one company for major employment in the Northwest?
Well, it's absolutely a political failure. We've had decades of underinvestment in our city. We've had no investment in infrastructure or higher education from the government. I've watched, the successive Stormont executives tell us that they want to invest outside of Belfast, tell us that they want to expand McGee, tell us that they want to improve our infrastructural connection, and it just hasn't happened. It's absolutely a political failure. And right now we don't have a government at all to address some of these problems, but we can't pretend this just happened overnight. Seagate is actually in the round a success story for Derry, but there's far too few of those. There's massive opportunities for the city with the protocol, with the great workforce that we have, but we really have to invest in our people and our infrastructure. We haven't been doing that, and to pretend otherwise would be a lie.